Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Please let us know if you can hear us. There's quite a bit of wind over here, this side, so let us know if the picture is clear and if you can hear us. Hello, Monica. Hello, Ina. Thank you for joining us. Wonderful. Hello, Vanti. Hello, Noka. Hello, everyone. Quite a few changes and shifts on our side, so we'll just wait for a few other beings to log on before we can begin. We trust you are all well, enjoying the different energies and the changes coming through. We've gone through quite a bit of a change. We love that incredible weaving, turning the tables as I turn the page. Yes, we're feeling that too. And we're just going to, as we're waiting for others to join us, we're just going to bring in the energies that we feel are aligned to our YouTube and all our other frequencies. Just to align the technology and everything to where we are at this time. That you may all receive us in clarity, full frequency, within abundance and love, wholeness. Yato, kireshta. Kiavaretria talavenatorekesh. Kiviera kiesh kiaturota vekesh. Velvekesh kitaro. Riviesta lovaturo kereshkati. Kriavaturo talvere kieshkati. Kriavaturo talvire kieshkati. Vila 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 vitra kiatura talavila vireshkati. Hello, beautiful beings. We're just doing some intro Apura Talavash beginning integrations. We haven't formally begun yet, so you can go grab some water if you haven't. Oh, this is quite an interactive one, so you can grab your tarot, grab your crystals, your wands, your staff, anything that feels aligned to bring through that you may do your weavings and individual frequencies while we are co-creating and channeling. Of course, if you just simply want to sit back and receive, that is your freedom. We are just understanding that some of you might feel inspired to do some side weaving, side alchemy, and that is more than welcome. It aligns with where we have shifted actually. It feels a return to where we were when we began these sessions, but just in a higher, clearer level. Hello, Henry. Hello, Ajna. Katur Tavaraki. Talvalo, Talvalo, Talvalo. Kiva. Kirash, 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 Kayeto. Vilvala tulo valo venesh. Kira kriato. Miato. Okay, we may begin. So, beautiful beings, before we start with the integration, is just a little bit of a catch up, for we have shifted quite a bit, as we're quite certain most of you have also shifted. So, we had an interesting experience where we were, excuse us, we were meditating and we received a bit of clarity on our frequency Kemet and our source Velastri. And what we had experienced was that Kemet is our sun frequency, as we have mentioned before, while Velastri is our star energy. Kemet, the sun and the light, the physical energy. Velastri, the star, the shadow frequency. And we understood that Velastri, the shadow, birthed the light, Kemet, what we are. And we came to an interesting curiosity about, okay, but then what birthed the shadow, Velastri? We have thought of this before, naturally, that of course there are realms beyond the shadow that predated this, but we never there was never a call or a curiosity there because, well, we weren't ready to receive from there. So 2 days ago we felt ourselves wonder, because we felt, well, we've completed the shadow frequency, which is why we're met in the light in this way. And yes, we're still learning quite a bit from it, accessing it, but we have completed the healing, the clearing, the transmuting, all of that energy. We're simply now in the sun being, experiencing. And yet we felt that in our experiencing of late, a bit more social, a bit more seeing beings, being invited to a few festivals, a few events, watching, being in that energy again. Really fun, really good, really enjoyable, yet still not really us. It was interesting to observe everything and enjoy it, enjoy the people, enjoy the conversations, and yet we felt, not really where we are anymore. It doesn't really tickle us as before. It doesn't really fit on us anymore, this space in this way. And one of the main things was we really wish to be, because we're still in that transition period of our stability, really wish to be stable in our own frequency. And then perhaps going to events and doing this will be a lot more enjoyable because it just feels more in our grid. But right now, it still felt like we were visitors in somebody else's world, in somebody else's universe, not really a pure manifestation of our world, of our frequency. And so, in the state of just curiosity as to the feelings, again, not reacting, nor responding as source. That's interesting how we felt source, that experience. So much fun, so much joy, and yet not home. It didn't really fit, didn't feel like our energy, didn't feel like where we belong. So, are we just to settle back in this physical and just be in this oddness, or is there something else we are to do? Another shift, another frequency, something new? And are we ready for the new, or is this where we are to stay? Just curious, open ended questions. And in that curiosity, we then found ourselves feel guided to ask, who birthed what birthed the shadow? Velastri, us, our shadow. Not particularly the general shadow, but our light. If Velastri is a star, who and what birthed that star? We understand that the star Velastri birthed the sun Kemet. So if we go one step further, we then found ourselves, as we do, and I'm sure as you all also feel through our integrations, we found ourselves shifting to a whole other dimensional realm. A very curious one indeed. The shadow, when we are connecting to Velastri, it's pure nothingness, quiet, free, infinite, beautiful, in contrast to the Kemet physical, everything here, and yet still abundant and beautiful. But the physical has all of these energies. We are tactile, it's busy. While in the shadow, it is busy and yet in nothingness, in emptiness and yet in fullness, as you all, I'm sure, experience when you meditate and connect into that world. This world was different, busy, and yet also with that nothingness, almost like a combination of both. We could feel other energies swirl and shift around us, almost as though our mind was trying to assist us by making sense of what was happening, but it was glitching because the information of that realm can't be understood by this frequency. So it was almost showing pictures, but the pictures were almost glitching, not really making sense and swirling around. And we were like, okay, interesting. But it felt great. It felt amazing. It didn't feel anything odd. We were just curious. And we could see all the and feel all the frequencies move along, but not paying us attention. And it's not in a we're disinterested or just, overlooking. It was we can feel they acknowledged that we were there, and yet our existence and our presence had nothing to do with where they were. It didn't affect them, it didn't interfere with them. It wasn't a ooh curiosity. It was okay, interesting, you're here. Interesting. We could see others gather and almost connect, and then others just move on. We're like, okay. And we immediately felt, oh, resonance. They only connect in resonance, otherwise, they're in their own frequency doing their own thing. Okay, interesting. And what we did feel mostly was rich abundance. So much abundance. We felt so abundant. It was the most abundant we've ever felt. We needed nothing. Everything there needed nothing. Everything there was whole, abundant, full, complete, rich, wealthy, happy, fulfilled, all of it. Every single frequency. We felt the joy and the love of every single thing in the universe, in that existence, in that whole plane. There was no lack, there was no judgment. It was absolute, infinite. We can't explain it. And then we felt our frequency in that world come through and almost connect directly to us. We asked what the name is, and they said, we do not have a name here. Naming isn't something we understand, it doesn't belong to us. And we just then felt silent and just enjoyed feeling this energy within us, feeling the richness and the abundance, and almost as though the energy was waiting for us to ask more. So then we asked, "Are- can we connect more with you? Yes, you may. May we integrate with you? Yes, you may." And we felt this joy as we welcomed them fully within us. And we fully integrated completely. And then we received Etios, the Raptura Caladiash. We received a frequency naming for them. Came through. Etios. And we said, Etios, we thought you said you didn't have a name. And they said, we integrated with you. You are in the sun, physical frequency. Thus, the naming of our frequency was formed, Etios. And they said, it is fascinating to hear us in sound. We have never had that experience before. And we said, fascinating. And then we asked, can we understand or can we see, want to understand what's happening there? And they said to us, in your perspective in the physical, you can't quite understand what we are, just like we can't quite understand what you are. It is absolutely two different realms of existence. It doesn't mean that you are unintelligent or that we are unwise. It's two different mediums of creation. We can't fully understand how you be, nor can you fully understand the intricity, you know that word, the how we be, all the different complex, in betweens. And they said we are to simply, as we are experiencing ourselves through you and discovering it, we ask that you simply experience us through you and discover us this way. It's the only way we can fully communicate and understand each other, by experiencing. The understanding distorts and it confuses. Okay, fascinating. And then we asked, what do you observe of us and why were you interested in integrating with us? Why us? Why now? Why why this moment? And they said, now that's a question we can answer. We are ready for you and you are ready for us, you see. You have been learning through the shadow and now you're within the light. And yet the light doesn't quite agree with you because you, Kemet, have released the external and you're operating from your source frequency predominantly every day. You hardly ever deviate from this. You don't really let the physical choose for you, dictate for you. You simply are. You've released the guilt and the shame. You just are. And yet the physical doesn't quite make sense to you. You still allow it to indirectly and unconsciously affect you. And we asked, how so? And they said, humanity give the physical so much power. You eat this, you are healthy. That's conditioned, you see. You take that, that's toxic. That's conditioned, you see. You do this, it's a good thing. You do that, is a bad thing. You do this, it's good. You do that, it's right. You do that, it's wrong. You do that, it's evil. You do this, it's good. You party all night long, then you have illness and sadness and a hangover. Or you do this and it's reckless and you have injury. You all decide different components of the physical. When it happens, this is to happen to you. For example, if we were to spend a whole night drinking copious amounts of alcohol, we'd wake up the next day perfectly fine. We would not give alcohol the power to distort or to injure or to do anything to our body, for we would not decide it does. We would not allow it to. Because in our capacity, that which we are is indestructible. That which we are is always at ease, always at health, always well. Thus, we do everything when inspired. And if we're inspired to binge, we shall binge. And binging, we shall binge well. And in the wellness of binging, we'll be okay. Yet we would hardly do the binging, for there's no purpose. It seems, gluttonous. For some, it doesn't have to be. It simply is. Interesting. And we asked, may you explain a bit more? Well, humans, the human vessel, is an indestructible, technically. Let's begin at the beginning, shall we? The human vessel is a most miraculous frequency. This physical vessel is an explorative tool for any energy. Thus, whatever frequency aligns with it, it becomes, and it can be any frequency it aligns to. And so, yes, indeed, there have been beings who have allowed the physical to be an indestructible, immortal vessel. These worlds exist. You remember them. Most of you remember them by being inspired by writing books and movies, and so many of you then see them because of old legends and old stories and old tales. It is simply shadows, echoes of worlds that exist, but very far away, and at some of them long ago. And yet, those worlds that existed with these indestructible physical beings, you, the human frequencies, these were manifest in the absence of source, the absence of truth, in pure control, in pure enslavement, in pure hmm, recklessness. So, yes, indeed, destructive, conquering worlds. You've all read about them, the gods and goddesses and these frequencies taking immortal power, invincibility. All of those exist. Those are nothing new. What doesn't exist, though, is the same humanoid physical frequency in its immortality and in its invincible frequency within Source. That's new. That's unexplored. And this is the balance that many of you came to do, to birth, to allow this human experience, this physical experience, to align with the infinite, immortal, never ending, always being source frequencies you are. And you, Kemet, simply came to a point where the physical no longer satisfied you without you understanding why. That is simply because you are still somehow living by the rules of, if I do this, this happens to my body. If I do that, this is a good thing. If I eat these foods, this will be healthy. If I eat those foods, this is bad for me. All of these things leading, yes, to those very biological effects, but none of that needs to truly be. Should you release the biology and the science, all the known, the written scientific, hard proven facts, you would literally allow yourself to evolve this human body to do anything and everything you want to do without any damage or any harsh or toxic or bad side effects. And the difference is, since you'll be doing it within inspired frequencies through your source, you will not harm yourself, nor will you harm anybody else. It will not be out of recklessness, out of rebellion. It would simply be out of experiencing and discovery. Everything you have been teaching, the discovery and the allowance of all that is. So because you are there, and you seem to have aligned that as your purpose to awaken and to liberate source and to allow all to exist in their truth. Well, that was really right up our alley. And you are ready now to understand why you are wired in human terms that way, why that is your being state. That is because it's our being state, and we are the ones that birthed the last tree, thus we birthed you. And it was time for you to be reset at the primal frequency. This is the primal universe, before the exploration of the shadow and the light, your pure frequency. And we wish to now assist you to release all of the unintentional tethers upon your physical experience. We then had a lengthier conversation. This lasted about maybe about 30 more minutes. It felt very much similar to when we first integrated the Velastri, and a lot of it has gone. It's still here, but when we receive, many of you also know when you do our one-on-one sessions, that's how we record it, right? You receive a lot of information. Some of it is retained, some of it is forgotten, but it'll come in your experiencing. So that is what we just felt. Clearly, it's how we work. A lot of information, some of it retained for the now, some of it released until experiencing. So we just went with the flow. But something very interesting happened today. We found ourselves irritable, and we thought, why are we irritable? What's going on? What's going on? And we were able to reconnect to Etios. We're like, we feel we need to connect with you. Why are we feeling irritable? And they said, we're going to merge our existence with yours. This will assist you to flood out why you do not feel aligned. Just like when you embodied Velastri and you were able to flood out from the light everything that denied the shadow, we're now going to flood out from the light everything that denies your primal truth. And we found ourselves release all soul contracts, every single one, because we found them heavy, which is very new. So there's a car outside, so we're just going to wait until it parks and it releases. There we are. And we have thought, oh, why are soul contracts? Why are those heavy? And they said, well, for some reason, you all think you're bound by soul contracts. So you have to align soul contracts and soul contracts this and this. And none of it is right. None of it is wrong. If it's what you want, it's what you want. Yet you are infinitely free and you only really align with resonance. And since you're operating mostly predominantly from source, you enjoy connecting with those who operate predominantly from source. But most of the soul contracts you have aligned with are not there yet. So you are feeling the heaviness of those who are absent their source. Yes, it's in to come, and yet you're tethered to them in the now. And so it feels heavy to you, heavier than you'd ever thought, actually. Because you're also now experiencing what they think is right, what they think is wrong. In fact, you're bound by so many perspectives of the physical. What the physical is right, what's wrong for the physical, what's right for the physical, what is to be done, what isn't to be done. We ask you to release it all. So we ended up today dissolving all of our soul contracts and every single thing in the physical that decides, directs, dictates what we should be or how we should be, whether it's good or bad. Every single thing, every single belief, every single, oh, if you eat this is good, if you eat that is bad, everything. We released the perspective of the physical upon us. We released the opinion of anything upon us. We released the effects of everything upon us. We literally released and dissolved every single agreement we have ever made, every single opinion, every single observation, every single experience. We allowed ourselves to be as infinitely free as we felt in the primal realm, where everything is together, where we are there, but none of the frequencies are paying us attention unless it resonates. Then we connect, then we co create in that moment, in those minutes, in those hours, in those days, in those years, but otherwise free. Thus, we are fully abundant, they're fully abundant. No connection demands us lesser than because of their own opinion, because of their own observation, because of the past, because of the future, because of we care, because of concerns, because of what is the right thing to do, because of this is what humans are expected to be, because community is so important, because this every single thing, good or bad, right or wrong, no matter what it is, freed of it. We felt ourselves shift above all things. And when we say above, it doesn't mean better than or worse than, you know what we mean. We just felt our frequency shift above what we didn't even know was noise, but above the noise, the opinion of everything, of everyone, on earth and beyond in all of existence. We release the need to connect, the need to relate, the need to be understood, the need to understand, the need to do this, the need to do that, the need to be this, the need to be that. All needs were released until we just came to what we want. And that's what they asked us. What do you want to experience right here, right now on earth? And allow what you want to be where you now heal and teach. Not what you need to be for Earth, not what Earth needs you to be, not what this person, that person, this person needs you to be, because then you're forever shifting out of your truth. But rather, what do you want to be? What do you want to experience? Because your frequency is, our frequency is, we are anchor light codes, we assist to awaken frequencies. That will always be. It's simply what we are. So wherever we be, that is what we are. That's never going to change. The only difference is if we need to be a frequency that awakens everything, then we always need to be absent of truth. But should we simply be, we want to experience our ultimate abundance, fulfillment, our wealth, as richly and as abundant and as fully as we felt in the primary. That's what we want to experience. That's what we want to be, complete, regardless of what anybody or anything or everyone thinks. We're done. We simply want to be in that fullness complete. And we dissolve everything that doesn't allow it, all contracts. We're done. We are ready to be. And in that being state, full, rich, whole, abundant, we will provide and we will heal and we'll do everything else. We are still in a bit of a shock period, but in a good way, because we could feel everything detangle. We felt all these infinite soul contracts we had in the future destined or go. And we felt ourselves just aligned to exactly where we want to be. And this is where we are, and this is where we are going to assist to heal at this time. We have received that this allows maximal manifestation energy. Thus, we'll be able to assist everybody with maximal manifestation energy. This allows us to receive completely and be able to assist, so everybody will be able to finally receive in a richer way, in a richer capacity with what we're offering. And allows our wants to be met without any distraction or detour because of external need. We are feeling very happy, but it's a giddy happy that's born within. So it's strange, it's like we're tickled from inside. And we're also feeling very hopeful, very deeply hopeful, which we haven't felt in quite some time. I mean, we've always felt hopeful, but this is a hopeful upon itself. That's what we mean. This is what we forget to. We ended up releasing all frequencies integrating through us and rather allowed us to be the birthing of the frequencies because we found ourselves in this point of bliss, absolute empowerment in our own frequency. And then we felt the frequency of joy come in, and the frequency of joy say, hey, integrate us so that you receive everything through joy, what you're wanting. And we thought, okay, that feels good. But as soon as we integrated, we felt the shift, and we're like, you are shifting us out. Anything that shifts us is to be dissolved, and we felt the joy disappear. And we realized that's interesting. And we realized, but that's joy that's known. That's joy that's existed. That's a joy frequency that is. We rather want to birth joy. We want to birth joy, birth love, birth abundance, birth wealth, birth everything we are through our true frequency, the birthing. Let everybody birth joy, unique love, unique wealth. Let everybody birth their own frequencies in their full power of themselves. Now it's new, now it's real, now it doesn't distort through other experiences of joy, even though divine joy is beautiful and it's a very high frequency joy. It exists. We wish to create from our own energy the truth. And we realized all the frequencies we were integrating were to assist us to come to our truth. And so they're still there, beautifully assisting everybody on the earth to come into their full frequencies, in their full truth, in their true energies, and it's beautiful. And so that is why it feels so giddy and strange. We are feeling finally emotions being birthed within us, a joy that's new, an excitement that's new. That energy we always felt of birthing new emotions in the moment of resonance, experiencing what we were speaking, what we were almost prophesying in previous videos. Now we finally realize. We just didn't understand it had to take this step to do so. So, this is where we are. It doesn't mean it's where you need to be. Because we can understand that these are very individual frequencies, and each of you are doing very individual things. Just as when we were in that primal world, that primal universe, every frequency was doing its own thing. Everything connected, everything abundant, everything rich, and yet everything minding its own business, doing its own thing. Where they want to be, where it wants to be, without anything deviating, anything taking it away, anything micromanaging, anything shifting it away, anything disturbing its flow. So we would like to share this energy wherever you be. And it might either release those soul contracts if that's where you are, it'll enforce new soul contracts if that's where you need to be. We understand that our energy, we will keep downloading and integrating what you all individually are at, where you are at, and where you all individually are needing or requiring or want or are moving towards. It doesn't, what our integrations or where we have shifted or where we are now doesn't interfere with the processes, just as the different light codes were before. Simply allows an infinite freedom and an infinite source and infinite units to be. Again, this shift of ours literally happened moments before this connection, before this video. We actually started really settling and grounding back to earth 5 minutes before we came live. So it's quite new to us. We're still aligning, we're still adjusting, yet we are not ones to retract in order to assist. We're always current, we're always going to share with you where we are right now, where we be right now, so that all of you know exactly what you're getting and just have a feel. We asked at the point of completeness, when we finished this integration, we felt our energy, we felt how we had shifted, we felt it all, and we asked, what are we? And we were very delighted to feel the energy still say love. And they said, you are love, and you allow everything to manifest through you, as you want, no longer as you need, no longer as others need you to be, no longer as the universe needs you to be, but purely as you want to be. And in that space of wanted energies, now all that you do assists everything and everyone. All their needs are taken care of because you want to be where you are. And in that happiness, you assist everyone. You want to be where you are. And in that love, you assist everyone. You want to be where you are. And in that wholeness, you assist everyone. So it feels that, beautiful beings, those of you who are still aligned with this journey, where this resonates, you are ready to shift from the need to the want, so that finally all of your desires and dreams can come through. For we felt this great, but source, we have done this work. Why hasn't the energy shifted quite yet? And we could feel the limitation, but not understand it. And now we do. And now I've released it. And it's interesting because we feel this is where those who are not from, those who are at earth, those who are born of the physical, who are not star seeds and galactics like you, those who are of this physical, who are still conditioned, because the way they're conditioned is sort of innately where their frequency was tuned into. They felt a level in their conditioning, even though it is a distortion of their energy. They feel a certain fullness, right? Because you can see it. It's like you can see that they are not necessarily happy, and yet they're very happy to stay there. They're not necessarily satisfied, yet they're not willing to do anything to move from there. They are still in the suffering, and yet they're not interested in doing any work to get away from it. They are really satisfied with what they're going through, even though they're not really happy, which is strange, right? And it was like they're very, very full in that delusion, but they're happy in that delusion, and it's strange. And we realize this delusion they're in doesn't satisfy us. We wish to be out of it and into our own frequency of creation. And now we finally, I think we finally feel, we've never felt comfortable being human. And we finally feel comfortable being human, being here in this vessel. And every moment it grows stronger and stronger. And every moment it feels more home because we want to be here. We anchored in at a frequency we want, as opposed to a frequency we thought we had to be. And we didn't even know that we were doing that until we just asked the right question at the right time. Okay, enough reintroducing to who we are and what we are. So we are still Kemet. We just have connected to a few more energies of that which we are. And so we're not entirely sure what we're going to go receive now. But what we do know is we feel, okay, we're going to assist to clear anything and everything that is distracting you from your wants, from your desires, from your manifestations. For we, first and foremost, are now tuned into a frequency of manifestation. We, Kemet, are a frequency of manifestation. It's just almost come online. It couldn't come online when we were still in the need. It only could come online when we're in the want, because manifestations is what you want, not necessarily what you need. The wanted manifestations are a higher vibration than the need, because the need displaces you. It's a lack for energy, while the want is you're abundant and you simply want more. So we are going to assist to clear everything and anything in your grid. And it's more also in your perception, your understanding, your perspective, your agreements, your beliefs, and then also your physical experiencing of anything and everything that takes away from you being where you want to be, not where you think you need to be. And knowing that where you want to be is the highest service for Earth and the universe and everything else in between. Uh, as soon as we had finished our that shift, we asked, okay, but are we still assisting Earth? And how can we still assist Earth and everybody? We want to be in our wanted energy and our wanted power, yes, and yet we still wish to be of assistance. You know, we still wish to assist everybody here. Just we want to assist everything and everyone as long as it's not in the detriment or in the lessening or in the shifting of us from this wanted energy. And we reconnected with everything and everyone in a space where, yes, indeed, where we want to be is exactly the perfect frequency to assist everything in healing, in activation, in ascending, in everything we have been doing. It's just we're receiving higher quality, focused, a lot more powerful, a lot more dynamic. So we trust that many of you, after receiving our new energies and our new integrations, whatever we do from here onwards on our channels, will find shifts happening without delay in a more practical, dynamic, physical, and tangible way. Yes. It feels like we're so free in the light, we can't explain it, and we wish to allow you all this freedom at this time. So, should you be ready to simply shift to your most wanted energies, let us begin. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Keep breathing at your ease. Riesh, 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 ki aturo talavia. Riesh, 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 ki ataro talavia. Riesh, 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 riagir. Viriatulo vereki atuto tolave miato. Criato la valataro, stalavire, chiaviro, chiazuro, riaviria, schiatu. Talavalo, we assist you all now by shifting you to your ultimate freedom, Vatave, where you are released from all predetermined contracts, experiences, notions, tethers, agreements, which truly no longer align to you. Should you be aligned to something which is meant to be on your path, which is of vital frequency to you, naturally you will experience it. This is simply releasing everything that binds you in energies which are no longer of use to you, no longer of assistance, which deny you your fullness, deny you your existence. And releasing all the frequencies of anxiety or frustration you might be feeling, for it's not yours, it's just of the conditioned energies, keeping you in codependent frequencies that no longer exist. So releasing the shame, the guilt, the frustration of releasing all these bonds, these ties, these agreements that are not yours, allowing your full sovereign space and being presence. Viriakeshkiatu rotalazato talavela vemeshkiatu. Kitrieshkiatu talazato talavala vemetesh. Connecting to your sovereign grid, the energy of you purely manifest in this realm without any distraction, any deviation, and connecting to the primal frequency, Kalaturava, assisting you to now receive your primal energies, Talavalavemesh, which allow you to exist in your truth, your ultimate truth, without condemnation, without persecution, without limitation, guilt, shame. Allowing you absolute freedom in your frequency, absolute abundance, absolute prosperity, absolute wealth. We connect you. We are going to connect you to Etios, to that energy, to where we were, the energy that birthed the shadow, our shadow, that you may feel the richness, the wealth, and the abundance of creator energy within its freedom, without any tethering, where you simply co-create with all energies through resonance, when all meet you where you are, no longer you needing to displace yourself for the external world. Connecting to Etios, every single one of you. Feel the wealth of your source frequency at its ultimate freedom, liberation, primal energy. You do not need to be weighed down by the collective pain and suffering in order for you to have a human experience. You do not need to be weighed down by others' opinions of right and wrong in order for you to assist. You can be free. You can be whole. You can be in your infinite power. You can be in your truth. You can be in your abundance. You can be in your absolute prosperity and wealth. You can be in your fullest of love, your fullest of joy. A joy and a love and a wealth that you manifest, that you create. It's your alchemy, it's your existence, it's your universe, it's your reality, it's your source. You get to birth it all. You get to birth it all. And you're allowed to be here at the birthing of your frequency, the birthing of your power, the exploration of all that you are, and be in this human vessel and assist humanity. You do not have to carry everything here on this planet on your shoulders in order for you to belong. You can be at your highest frequency, fullest power, and belong, for you belong to all. The sun shines completely whole and full. It doesn't care for the thoughts of humans upon its light. It doesn't deviate from what it is. It doesn't lessen itself for any being in existence. It shines true to its own frequency. It doesn't require your acknowledgement. The sun isn't shining thinking, oh, that human didn't look at me today. The sun couldn't be bothered. The sun is fully existing in its higher self, doing what it wants. Do you understand the sun is doing what it wants to do? Not out of need, what it wants to do. Happily so. You are all sun frequencies. You're all light, stars, energy. Shine as you want to. Shine as you feel aligned to. Shine as what feels true to you. Enjoy it. Enjoy what feels true to you. It's unique to you. We, Kemet, feel whole here, untethered, absolutely free in our wholeness, happy here in our oneness, knowing that we are connected to all frequencies, yet we are not contractually obligated to A, B, and C. We are free. Should some of you still feel aligned to any of the connections, then that's where you be. There's nothing wrong. Wherever you be is exactly where you be. We simply choose where we be. And it has nothing to do with where you be. And where you be has nothing to do with where we be. You see how free we are. Ah, how rich and abundant we all are. For we are all simply in our power, truth, alchemy, worth. And in this space, as we shine like this upon the earth, we assist all to be in their power, in their worth, shining true. No need to hide, no need to shift for someone, no need to carry this burden for this person in order to heal that. We have done that. That was what we had to do in the healing of the shadow. And it's time that we let that existence go. The shadow is free now. The shadow is awakened within you. You no longer need to live within the fear of the shadow when you have allowed yourself the love of the shadow, the truth. And now within the light, no longer need for you to live in the fear of the light, the obligation of the light, the obligation of tradition and family and this and that and community and conscious how to be a meaningful, helpful, what service to society, blah blah blah, everything else. They have labeled you in order for you to be of worth and value. No, nothing in the external gives you your worth and value. You are your worth. You are your value. You are the creator of it. Empower yourself to this space now. For it is now time for the new era of earth, the earth of your pure divine existence, where you are free and not enslaved by anything or anyone, where you are not carrying the burden of anything or anyone, where you are now experiencing all frequencies, all beings at resonance, where they meet you where you are. No longer you needing to disempower yourself, lessen yourself, overlook yourself for the pleasing and the pleasure of others. No, it's time for you to boldly, courageously, with confidence. You don't even need the courage because you just allow yourself to be you at all times. And you allow yourself your wants and your desires. And because you allow yourself your wants and desires, they are born of love. For you allow yourself wanted experiences. So you enjoy that which you are. You enjoy your life. You enjoy what you are. For you allow yourself what you are. And in the space of freedom, of existence, of beauty, of love, all that you do and all that you are doesn't hurt yourself, doesn't hurt anybody else. It nourishes, it cares, it loves, it nurtures, appreciates, restores, it heals. It empowers you, it empowers all. For now you are allowing yourself to be where you want to be. Kiriatur talavalavekes kiatir kiazata talavalaven kirieve tavash tavi kiriatonos. And there's nothing wrong with where you want to be. Releasing the guilt, releasing the shame, batotolo vekesh, velesh, velesh. It is not your responsibility to carry everyone on your shoulders. That mission, that stage of the mission is over. It is time to release that stage fully, purge it and clear it from your grid. The binding. You are infinite, powerful source. We are a community of every single being in existence. Every single being in existence is connected. Every single being in existence is part of your frequency, of your community, of everything you are. You simply connect through resonance. So when you are where you want to be, everything that's not where you want to be is released. And everything that aligns and agrees with where you want to be is, you see. So there's no rejection. It's just pure, conscious resonance. And thus you don't reject yourself. You finally allow all that you are to be. Receive now all that you want to be, all that you are to be. Gavosh, Davosh, Davesh, Gidesh, Dalos, Duvosh, Gidosh, Davek, Gios, Gios, Dalos, Davo, Gaios, Gios. Dalavire, Stave, Dalavire, Stavire, Kire, Dalavire, Shkira. Valovera, che, Dave, che. Valo che vire, Statu. returning to your primal programming, which isn't the programming of conditioning of humanity, but rather your original codex of existence. Before the shadow, before the light, your truth. And now we birth you within the shadow, the star, Pataro, and now within the light, the sun, Yato. Total system upgrade, receiving all codes, source energies, downloading, headlessly received. It is time that you manifest and receive all that is yours. Destiny is of your making. You're not imprisoned by a false illusion of destiny, a destiny bound by the needs of others. You are now the creator of your own destiny, where what you are and what you want is at all times. Reboot, connecting to Earth, aligning Earth to where you be, shifting Earth and the physical and all your existence and realities to where you be, the manifestation of you, the realization of you. The full realized birthing of you. Now, connecting you to your highest outcomes, wants, your desires, manifestations, bringing forth a manifestation in alignment to where you are now, in your sovereign empowerment, your sovereign existence, to manifest fully for you within the next 2 weeks. You'll just be having a shift, all of you, a transition period. And within the next 2 weeks, you receive a manifestation, a joyous manifestation, the joy being birthed of you, not other people's joys, your own unique joy, birthing joy, form from you, forth from you, birthing happiness, birthing love, birthing all that you are in your highest energy, crystallizing or solidifying your divine path. Dabore, Gaia. You will find that you will have a lot more clarity in terms of what is serving you and what isn't. You'll be more decisive in what aligns to you, and you will not feel guilty or shame or emotionally feel torn, you will simply allow what you feel aligned to you to be, what you know is yours to be. And there is a sense of freedom. You will find yourself perhaps shift and realign your plans in terms of what you are doing or who you are planning to co-create with, etc. For you realize, actually, no longer in alignment, and that's okay. And even if you're in those spaces with people socially, you'll find yourself free of the opinion of others, free of the concern, needing to be any which way. You will just be free. Finally, allowing yourself your wants, no longer operating from need, especially the need of others, the need of the world. You are simply in your wanted energy. And from that space, you assist all frequencies, including the world, within your highest capacity. For you are now full. You are now whole. You are now in your power. And then, Kiriatu talavarosh ki avire ki azatir ki atalavaremetesh. Kiriaviresh riazir ki alaturos talozatur ki avaro ki reshkati. Kiriataro talavalaveresh riavikesh ki taro talozato talvemeakesh. Kiriakiro talozaturo tal. Kiriesh ki aziro talozato kiriavere. Kiriaturo talaviresh ki azarikash katalove. Vila vela 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 vela. Vila vela vela vila 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 vila. Viriaki esta lo zalo valo valo vaturo ve. Vira valo vira valo velo velo. Miriaki reshkatu talo zato tulo vela vela venetesh. Kirieski aturo talo valoski atire keshkati. Vira kireski azato tulo talo valo vira miatesh. Vira kiro reski azaturo talo valo. Viria miriato lovatos katira. Mirieski aturo talos tavire. Kire 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 kiriazore. Uria vila virieski atiro talviria. Vikrieski aturo talvalo. Valvalo ver. Kireski aturo talvire. Chiaviro talve. Virikieski aturo tavemmetalo. Kireski talove. And what's wonderful about this frequency is wherever you want, that's where you will adjust to. Right now, our want was to have stability, financial stability, in order for us to have a base in which we can continue to do our work and expand and evolve this frequency without needing to be tethered through relationships where it might need us to be absent that energy. But rather we are there in this stability, in this wealth, and then. And then, should that be an energy we are no longer interested in, guess what? Whatever we want next, that's where we be, and that's what we learn, because that's what you are here for, to experience all your wants, And whenever you want something, you want it and it becomes without anything needing to take you off that frequency. Okay. When we came into this earth frequency, we had to take on a lot of energies. We had to heal a lot of energies. So a lot of our wants was displaced because we wanted this, but we had to go on this path to heal this, to heal that, to heal that, to heal that. Oh, but I want this. Okay, so this is nice, but you have to go on this path to heal this. It's like, oh, why is it like every single time it's just these shifts? And that was the healing, for we had to clear that energy before your want could be realized. All that energy has been cleared, shifted, integrated. And now we can simply want. But the thing was, we were still going through the patterns of those energies. And this was just to clear that pattern, that rerouting system of all these contracts and all these obligations and all these needs. You no longer need to be in that framework. The humans here on earth can sort themselves out. We have done that work. Now it's time for you, beautiful beings who are not of humanity but are born as them. It's time of you now, for you to live, embody, breathe, be all your wants and your desires freely without having any detour to clear to heal. It's like, you don't need to do any more of that. You're done. You're done, 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 done. It's time for you to want, receive, enjoy, experience, explore. Want, receive, enjoy, experience, explore. Want, receive, enjoy, experience, explore. That's what you came here to learn. That's what you came here to study. That's what you came here to experience. How you manifest and your wants materializing in this world. That's why we were here to begin with. That is the plan. That is why. And no longer are we to now be directed, deflected, detoured in ways which obstruct your wants, your desires, your existence from becoming. And the beautiful thing is, in your discovering what you want and what you are, that's a healing. For you are now being your authentic frequency, embodying it, allowing it to manifest what you are and what you want in your authenticity. And you are exploring it, experiencing it. And that is now very different from receiving conditioning and experiencing and exploring that which is not your truth. So your being is truly the healing frequency of all things. And in that space, yes, so many inspired ways to assist Earth, to assist all. Yet, you are whole, you are full, you are wealthy, you are prosperous, you're abundant, you exist in your fullness, in your truth. You are everything, everything. Then others can receive from your overflow, not from the detriment of you or your path or your dreams. Your dreams are valid. Your wants are valid. You are valid. And it's time that you manifest all that you are and assist all from the overflow of your manifest frequency. Much better. Anything else at this time? No. Okay. Beautiful beings, this was quite a big shift that you have received in this integration. And you'll feel in the next, well, we received 2 weeks. So we feel in the first week, you'll probably feel quite a shift as the disconnections and the ripple effect of the connections and the soul contracts and all of those things just being released from your timeline in order for you just to be in your fullness. And you're going to feel the effects of you shifting into your ultimate power. Allow however you're going to feel it to be felt because you're all individual, unique beings, right? So allow the shift and allow how you feel. If you are feeling to disconnect from certain people and situations and conversations, do so. Just be organic about it. Don't react. It's you finally just detaching from what you thought was necessary, but actually was taking you away from your path. It was necessary when we were doing the healing in the shadow. So it almost feels like auto. It's like we are disengaging that auto things we thought we had to do, the auto connections we thought we had to live, the auto things we thought we was the way in which we experience Earth. That's all being dissolved, and you are now finally embodying a very unique new way, a very unique, aligned to you new way of being. And so just allow that to be. Even if you are in a relationship where and your partner is also awakening and you're on the same frequency of evolution and experiencing, you'll both have very different experiencings of what you're experiencing. So allow each other to be, allow what you're observing with each other. You don't need the one to be the same as the other. Allow each other your freedoms and get to know each other anew. Explore each other in the space. Because if it's destined and you are feeling aligned, the love will simply renew itself in a fullness. And yet, if you feel, oh wow, we feel this is no longer aligned, that's also okay. Celebrate the path you have had and celebrate the new path you're about to take on in however form and shape it takes. Allow the evolution of yourself. Don't imprison yourself in expected, conditioned, this is what you must do because you're a family kind of way. No, you don't have to do anything because of anything or anyone. You do what feels aligned to you, and that's the best for you both and for your children and for anyone involved. Because you being within love and caring for the family is very different from you being absent love and forcing things for family. That is an experience that many of us grew up with, right? Parents that definitely should have not been together, and yet because you're family, you have to be together, and that was abuse, manipulation, pain, anger, not great. So allow yourselves the highest frequency for you and your family by allowing yourselves an honest reflection, an honest understanding. Where am I? Where are you? How are we feeling? And how can we allow this to be the highest frequency for everyone? That is a beautiful, healthy way to assist everyone in a family unit or any relationship to be, to expand, to grow, to heal, to exist fully. I would have absolutely loved to be with two parents who were not together but were healthy in their individuality and were able to form a healthy friendship where there was love and compassion and care and much healthier than together and chaos, right? We remember the chaos, we remember the feeling frequency. Sometimes it's interesting when we speak to parents and they say, they're trying to, they're trying to use the right words with their kids or they're trying to set structure. I'm like, go back to when you were a kid. Do you remember the words and the structure, or do you remember how the energy felt? Do you remember when you looked at your parents, how they were together? Or do you remember the words they told you about how they are together? The words are gone. You remember what you saw. You remember what you felt. You remember the experiencing because that's your highest gift. As a kid, you're sensitive. You remember the feeling rather than the words because you all saw the words, but the words never matched the feeling. There's no tricking your children. They know what's happening from the get go. So allowing yourself to be the love rather than Speak the love. Be it. And yes, you can express it with words, but be it. Mm. Just a special message for those who are awakening in a collective with family. It is interesting in this on this side of the when we release the soul contract. We feel free. We don't really feel it's like we can feel everything and everyone, and yet there's no longer a tether, there's no longer a cord, and we can feel that everyone we are about to encounter, whenever we encounter them, it'll be at resonance. And we've been feeling it even so, just in our everyday experiences. Whenever we're in an Uber ride, the questions the Uber driver asks us so wild. It's like we just enter the Uber and all of a sudden, oh, so I see you do energy work. I'm like, how do you? What is making you see that? Okay. So I wanted to ask about, I'm like, okay, randomly, the conversations we're having are of our language, of our frequency, out of the blue. And it's interesting, it's as if we are having a sign that says, hey, we are a being that can access light codes. It's been a wild experience to just see a reality shift to align to where we are. And we are trusting that each of you every day are slowly experiencing this as you just embody and be who you are and consciously release the energies that do not feel good. If you're in an experience that doesn't feel good, leave. Stop making excuses of, but I have to be here because I'm healing the energy, because no, you're done with that. Doesn't feel good. Source, this is not right. Where is it right? Show me. Please show me. Thank you. And then take the steps Source shows you without question. Just take them. You'll find yourself shift to a place where it's like, ah, this makes sense. Thank you. And if it's a space where you have to start over again, don't panic thinking, oh, but I put so much work here and upset. Start again. When you start again, it's now renewed within your frequency and establishes faster with more stability, and it grows with accuracy. You might have had to spend 10 years here you spend 2 years to reach that abundance. So it is really you trusting where your guidance, where your flow is directing you. The feeling is imperative. Does it feel good? We were in those events, at those beautiful festivals, in those social experiences. And yes, we could see the fun, see the enjoyment. We danced, great time, but just like, doesn't feel this is where we belong. Doesn't mean we don't like dancing. We love dancing. Doesn't mean we don't like social events. We love social events. We love music. Good time. And yet it just didn't feel us. Okay. Good to know. So, universe, source, velastri Kemet etios, na? Etonos, etonos, etonos. What feels us? What is us? What are we? Varalatur, varakia kayato, karakia katu. A very good question, young one. You are what you want to be, what you are to be. By allowing yourself your clarity in each experience, you discover what is aligned to your frequency and what is not. You are then able to consciously choose a frequency and a space that allows you a frequency and a resonance that aligns with what you are. You allow yourself your wants. What do you want? Wonderful. Now, allow yourself that want. And as you do, you will feel. How does this want feel? Does this want feel good here? No? Okay, then keep the want. Just redirect where it is. Does this want feel good here? Almost. Okay. Does this want feel good here? Yes, this want feels amazing here. Wonderful. Now you know how you want to align your wants. Now, keep wanting and want here until your wanting here no longer feels that good. Then, guess what? Keep the wants and shift them to where it feels good. But what do we tend to do? Ooh, the ones feel good here. Yay, the ones feel good here. The ones no longer feel good here. I now need to change what I want in order to now find what feels good and then and. Now I'm no longer doing what I want because I've shifted my want because it feels good here, so it must be my wants that are the problem and not anything else here that's the problem. So we keep the physical as the key and we change our wants to match the physical. Ooh, that is an interesting sensation. Do not do that. Rather, oh, my wants no longer feel interesting. Well, I want the want, but just not here. My want feels good. There. And as you shift your want to that feeling good, that want might change, but not in the way that you expect, not in the way that changes you, but rather just in a way that empowers you, awakens you, evolves you. So the change isn't a change in your wants, but rather a change in how the want manifests, a change in how the want presents itself, and yet the want, your want, is still there. You allow yourself what you want. When you allow yourself the experiences of wanted things, because when you want it, it means it's not a need. You are whole, and yet, in this wholeness, you're inspired for something. You want something. Why on earth do I want that when I'm whole? I wonder. Let's go see. Evolution. Ascension. Transcendence. Becoming. Exciting. Discovery. Yes. Adventure. But then you listen to others. No, you can't want that. No, you can't want that. No, you are selfish if you want that. You're ungrateful if you want that. Nobody wants that. So then you shift and shift and shift and shift. I'm quite sure you're all tired of feeling that way. We know Kemet is. And they do quite a lot of work not to feel that way. And yet sometimes they just do all this work and at the end they feel. And we say, well, you are not doing what you want because you keep thinking what you want is not allowed because people will judge you if you do what you want. You will lose all of your beautiful followers if you do what you want. Oh, you will lose your work because they'll judge you because you're not allowed to be a teacher and do that. Oh, no, because that's what. They're absolute crazy ruts and places of unwanted energy they allow themselves to be in because, oh no, They are so preoccupied with what all of you will say if he dares do what he wants. If he only knew that all of you would be so happy for them if they did what they want. We can feel all of you so happy for them should they receive what they want. We can feel it. They have just not had enough opportunity to experience an audience that actually delights in what they want. Many of you haven't had an audience that delight in what you want. You've had an audience that judges what you want, criticizes, undermines, overlooks. Quite rare an audience that celebrates what you want, right? So, how to resolve that? Appease the audience? No. Preempt what the audience would want? No. Do what you want, let them experience it. If they can handle it, they'll be there. If they can't, they'll go, and good riddance. And attract only those who celebrate in you experiencing what you want. Wanted is from fullness, and you're allowed to have your wants and your desires. You're allowed to be. Shoo, spirit just going out and just blah. All my dirty laundry. Yes, I must admit there are a few things, a few interesting desires which I've always thought, but I can't do that. What about the people who are watching me every week, you know? If they hear I'm doing that, they will stop. They will judge. So if in a few months you're seeing some wild things out here, know that it ain't me. I'm just doing me. And if you don't like it, well, sorry for you. Do your wanted energies. Do what you want. Do what brings you happiness. Do what brings you joy. Do what you're inspired to do. And trust. We certainly do it more and more each day. We definitely feel that our posts are very authentic. But I suppose we shall be more observing of where in life we might hold ourselves back due to the opinion of others in order to release that even more. And we trust that all of you do too. Okay, let us read some of the comments. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for always being here, beautiful being. Hello, Princess Power Ranger. So good to see you regularly here on the channel and commenting on the beautiful uploads always. Noka, I was challenged yesterday when I said I don't promise because how can I commit to something tomorrow, today? This was my way of also releasing all soul contracts, freedom, yes. We will know through resonance. When it aligns, it aligns. If it doesn't align, not happening. Simple and easy and beautiful, right? And also just trusting, just trusting that that's enough. And trusting that others will respect your boundaries or respect your resonance, right? Being able, hi Crystal, being able to keep promises to myself has been how I have focused to remain free from attaching and expectations of others. I can only promise that I'm always growing. Definitely a shift from before. Yes, indeed. I can only promise that I'm growing and I'm evolving and expanding. That's beautiful. And it's wonderful to allow that freedom. I mean, we before we even connected with you all, we had no idea that the understanding of soul contracts or the understanding of this and that was binding. And we couldn't see it from that perspective. Only when we were shifted to this realm where we felt such abundance and yet infinite freedom, we're like, whoa, no wonder being human feels so off. This is where we're from. It's completely the other way around here. So, in order for it to vibrationally match, we now align to that absolute abundance and freedom. And that's how we be. So that being human in this physical form finally feels right and feels like breathing. Yes. And allowing everybody to just experience it as we are. And just trusting that as we are is a healing. For that's the intention, not to hurt, not to harm, not to cause a stir and drama. Ugh, we do not enjoy drama at all. It is simply to be and to enjoy and to explore and to be, just to be, and being left alone to be, you know. Beautiful souls, hello, so grateful, so grateful. Thank you for joining us. Crystal, we cultivate within the abundance and allow ourselves to be the waterfalls in our worlds. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Creating a safe exploration and freedom. Safe is such a rewarding endeavor. It really does help the foundation to shift. Yes, indeed. Safe exploration and freedom. And to know that when you allow yourself, you're once born of that joy, that love, that happiness, it's safe. You can trust it's safe. You know, we tend to not trust that what we want is safe. We have to check, oh, will it be okay? Will it be aligned? It's like, no. Was it born of joy? It's fantastic. Was it born of happiness, fun, and excitement? Yes. Does it make you happy when you think of it? Does it make you excited? Is it a beautiful curiosity? Does it make you feel powerful? Does it allow you, ooh, yay? Does the shame only come when when you put others in it? Does the guilt only come when you think what others will think? That's the difference. Do the negative emotions only come as soon as you factor others into it? Hmm. Because if already what you want elicits the negative, it means already, where are you aligning to? But should what you want elicit a happy, positive, a feeling of goodness, well being, ooh, this feels like such a beautiful thing to explore, to try. Ah, yay. And I'm going to allow it to be this free, this open, this wonderful. And it allows such a beautiful openness and a vulnerability. And I can connect to all my frequencies and explore and see what it does here. And I can feel I'm supported by all of creation when I do that. One, all of that energy assists you and assists what you do. And it's beautiful to allow yourself that space. Jason, yes, it is important. How am I? Where are you? How are we feeling? Yes, indeed. Vanti, that's what that is what's needed. We must do what brings us joy and nurtures our soul and release concern about what others may think. Yes. And we do this every day, right? Through the integration work we do, through your own unique meditations, your own unique work. That's all we're doing. And every single day uncovering layer after layer after layer after layer. And more and more and more and more. When we connected to this primal source space, for the first time we realized, oh wow, what we want is so much more than what we thought we want. And wow, what we want is limited by so many things we didn't think was limiting what we want. We thought all of this was in agreement, but actually we can feel how it's denying us what we want because it's so convoluted. So many other things and things and things and things. And now, as we release all of those human perspectives and understandings of what has to be done, what needs to be done, what is the responsible way to do this in A, B, and C, what is healthy, what isn't healthy, just releasing all of that and simply tapping into your source frequency, our source frequency, and exploring This is what we would like right now, for this is what we feel will assist us to be established and whole and full. And we'll be able to continue doing what we love and enjoy and explore. And should it change, it'll change in the future. But right now, this is it. And we are not guilty, we're not feeling embarrassed, we're not shameful, but this is what we want. And we allow it now. And we had no idea how we were still not allowing us what we want. It's fascinating. It's a beautiful eternal journey, but we trust with these beautiful codes that we've received today and the beautiful work we'll be uploading from this frequency going forward, that we will definitely receive more and more energies to liberate and beautiful manifestations to assist everyone on their journey. Beautiful beings, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here today. There'll be new uploads on everywhere. So TikTok, OnlyFans, the Kemet.alchemy YouTube channel, and the Kemet.oracle will be posting mostly every day. We are allowing ourselves to return into a routine. We finally feel able to do so. So we trust that you will enjoy what comes through quite organically and freely. And thank you for your support. A reminder that we still have a special running in February for one-on-one sessions and for alchemy lessons. And you can see the pricing for February up online at dumalauniverse.com. And we look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being, and thank you for all that you are. Have a most magical, extraordinary week, and we will see you soon. Thank you, Henry, for all the hearts. Crystal, thank you for always giving us such authentic invitation and confirmations of our journey. So grateful to all who are here. We are always evolving and witnessing to evolutions. Yes, indeed, it's beautiful. Thank you for another awesome experience. You are welcome. Thank you, Ina. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everyone. We love you all. We appreciate you all. And we look forward to the next adventure that comes through. See you all soon. Take care.